guys, what's good? It's your girl Faith, your hostess with the mostest, and welcome back to Faith Facts, where we talk about movies, pop culture, TV shows, and just life in general. So sit back, relax, and let's go for another video. Today is an episode of Random Episodes, a series on my channel where we pick one random episode from a random show that I like and we review it based on what's funny, what's cool about it, and basically my own opinion. So, yeah. If I had to rate this episode, today's episode will be from a very beloved show that I really love that I talked about in November at length a few times. And now we are going to do a random episode from season 6, aka season 6, episode 12, Wedding Videography. If I had to rate this episode of Community, Wedding Videography from season 6, aka the Yahoo Screens season, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Guys, this is so funny. Well, actually, no. I would give it a 9 out of 10 because people who weren't already super into Community wouldn't really understand it and would think it's kind of creepy. But if you are into Community or if you start binge watching it with me, watching it on Netflix, we can see that this is a really classic Community joke that brings together the ideas of the group's friendship and the importance of side characters in the whole grand scheme of things on Community, and makes it into a lewd but extremely funny joke. If you've watched any of my videos from around November of last year, I love Community. It is one of my favorite shows now, and after discovering it on Netflix last September, I've really fallen in love with the characters, the whole plot, and just the amount of jokes per minute in the show. There are a lot of jokes in the show that flew over my head during the first watch, and I feel like my list from November deserves a little bit of updating. So today we are going to talk about what I now regard as the best episode of Community. And it's a hot take, because not a lot of people are going to agree with me on this, because it's in season 6. Yes, so if you're not a big Community fan, then you don't know what season 6 means at all, and it just means, just another season of that really crappy show that you like. But there's a lot more to it, because season 6 was the only season to go on this new streaming service called Yahoo Screens in 2015. This was a shock to Community fans and a sigh of relief for people who watched NBC at the time, because Community was the outball kind of show. Not a lot of ratings, but still had a cult-like following. After the show was dropped by NBC, it was picked up by Yahoo Screens and was given this much money to be the flagship show of the new streaming service meant to compete with Netflix. So I felt like season 6 wouldn't be that great upon my first watch. I mean, they have half the show leave at one season. How are they gonna come back from that? Well, they did, and here's how. They introduced some new characters and got rid of some other ones. Like this guy whose name I completely forgot from season 5, who's supposed to be the Pierce replacement. I really don't remember his name. I did not like him at all. But in season 6, they get some new faces, including Frankie, who's the stoic, odd one out of the Community group because she is actually normal. And we have Elroy, who's the technician / old person goofball type. It's really hard to explain him, but he's one of my favorite characters in season 6. And we get more screen time from Dean Pelton and Chang as they kind of unofficially become part of the Save Greendale group. Wedding Videography is now my favorite episode. Why? Well, just look at this.
Yes, you are my sky, my grass, my bird, my telephone
Everybody's
pole,
looking at
my
us.
one-loaded.
You was louder than what I said. Welcome! Everyone back there, you're welcome. Please join us. Any of those people could be God.
Over there? Yeah.
I really hope I don't get copywritten for that. But you saw that joke. You saw what it was. You saw the payoff, right? Right. I think that this episode really caps off the whole mockumentary theme that we see throughout all of the seasons. As Abed tries to make his own mockumentaries or documentaries about his life and his friends' lives when something big happens. And in this episode, it's about side character Garrett and his girlfriend Alice, or Sharon, and his girlfriend. So of course, Garrett proposes to her in the middle of law class with Jeff as the teacher, and Jeff is pretty reluctant that she even wants to marry Garrett, but she really loves him. And that's the entire that's the baseline, that's the base of the whole punchline of this episode. Throughout this episode, we see the gang being friends and being, those rowdy wedding goers, and they see that they're starting to be a little bit boisterous during the wedding. And Garrett's mom asks them to stop so that he can at least enjoy his wedding day and not do this. So as they try to be the worst wedding guest ever at the reception, they find that there are a lot of people in Garrett and Alice's families. There's some people that there are a lot of people in. And then after Garrett's brother decides to drunkenly storm off during the wedding or try to fight someone or something, Jeff decides to step up and give the best man's speech, the best man's toast at the wedding, as he sees that Garrett is finally, for the first time in the entire series, truly happy. And as he gives his, of course, winger speech, he soon realizes that Garrett's grandma and Alice's grandma are the same person.
I've worked the dance floor with Garrett's divine great Aunt Polly, 90 years young. And some of you chatted with Stacy's Meemaw, also 90 years young. Now, I don't know if they've even met before tonight, but we did learn that both of them were born in the same town.
Oh, this is Meemaw. Okay, I feel like an idiot. I'm so sorry. Garrett, where's Aunt Polly?
And then just as everyone is starting to realize it, Elroy gets up and says this.
And now, this is a man that knows how to marry his cousin.
Just as everyone is starting to realize it, Elroy gets up and says this, after establishing throughout the entire wedding reception that he likes to compliment white people to make them feel at ease when he's around. And this joke, when I first heard it, and every time that I hear it, absolutely kills me. As this episode wraps up, we see that Garrett and Alice don't care that they're cousins, and while it is legal to marry your second cousin, they decide that they are going to stay together. And everyone just kind of parties for the rest of the episode. But what I think makes this episode exceptionally hilarious is that right after this, we cut away to one of the head writers of Community in the Community writing room, I assume, explaining why he came up with this idea for an episode about incest and what everyone else, including Harmon, thought of his idea. And somehow they let him produce it, and he is the person solely responsible for making this episode. I think that just made everything that happened in the episode 3 times more hilarious. And no, I'm not for incest, but that was a hilarious joke, and that was an even more hilarious payoff with that end credit. And yeah, I've ranted about Community for a really long time right now, and I think it's time to end this video. That's all for today. If you like this video, make sure to like this video up, and don't forget to comment below what you think of Community episode Wedding Videography. And don't forget to subscribe, because we will be having a new video come out every Sunday. So with that, I will see you later, and I love you for watching. See? Peace.